Welcome to our fourth edition of the Indian Hill School District's Technology Update. I'm Robert Reid, Technology Facilitator for the Indian Hill Middle and High Schools, and your host for today's presentation. Our topic for this session is on the ever-changing technology curriculum, with a main focus on the new middle school technology curriculum implemented this fall. Now, as our first guest today, we have with us Mrs. Diane Kahle, Technology Instructor for the Indian Hill Middle School and one of the co-creators of the new middle school technology curriculum. She has been putting this plan into action this year with our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Diane, welcome to our show. Since today's focus is on the technology curriculum, please tell us why there is such a need to make a dramatic curriculum change here at the middle school.
Every few years, the curriculum is updated in every curricular area. It is especially important to continually update the technology curriculum since technology is changing so rapidly and becoming such a huge part of society.
Now, with these changes in mind, what is your goal for the middle school students, and what topics have you included in the classes that you teach?
My goal is for all students to become competent using a variety of technology tools so they are eager to use and comfortable using technology not only now in school, but also in their futures. Each student takes computer class during 1/4 of each school year, which is 9 or 10 weeks long, as part of the Unified Arts Cycle. Curriculum-specific topics include the history, present, and future uses of computers, computer parts and their functions, how a computer works, disk care, and the disk operating system, DOS. Keyboard training is done using an individualized program called Ainsworth Keyboard Trainer. 6th graders practice 2 weeks, and 7th graders practice 1 week while learning proper keyboarding style, learning where the keys are located, and learning to type without looking, and improving their words per minute. Word processing exercises include letters and formal papers showing students different options and features that are possible in a word processing program. Databases are used both for researching and organizing data. Research is done with as many technology resources as possible. The electronic card catalog is used as well as databases such as SIRS and ProQuest. Students also research using CD-ROMs. Students also have the opportunity to make a database. Spreadsheets are an important topic in grades 7 and 8. Students learn to make calculations on a spreadsheet to solve problems and also to make graphs. Students really enjoy making the multimedia presentations. We use PowerPoint to create pictures and sounds. Finally, telecommunications. Students learn about the functions of the internet as well as navigational strategies. Students use the internet primarily for research. However, some of my 8th graders have also used it to gather ideas on how to make their own web pages.
Well, obviously the instruction needs to be relevant for what they're doing with technology. How are you accomplishing this?
Bob, that is an important point of the world of technology. Students need to learn to use the tools that will help them in a variety of situations. Therefore, I have selected major topics with the help of Mrs. Braddock, the librarian, and other teachers for each grade level. 6th grade students studies the elements on the periodic table. 7th grade studies countries of the world, and 8th grade studies careers. Each student has their own topic to research, write about, etc. Let me show you some of the students' work.
Now, what types of technology then are available for our students to use?
The middle school lab has 28 networked compact Pentium 120s with CD-ROM and speakers. The middle school PTO has just purchased headphones, which also is greatly appreciated. We have a few stations equipped with microphones. There is a scanner in the room as well as 3 dot matrix printers, a color printer, and a laser printer. Students have internet access through through a direct connection, as well as access to the school's CD tower. The room is also equipped with a video display unit and a TV. There are also opportunities available. Many teachers have students work on projects using technology, including papers and presentations. Students are welcome to stay after school and to use the computers in the library. The middle school computer classroom is also open Monday through Thursday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Students, as well as parents, siblings, and other community members, are welcome to come in and work on projects during these hours.
Diane, thank you very much for being with us today. You certainly have made a great contribution to the educational curriculum here at the middle school. Unfortunately, that I know that you're going to be leaving us soon and you're moving out of the area. We're certainly going to miss your expertise in this area, but all of us here in the district wish you the very best in the future.
Thank you, Bob.
We also have with us today Mrs. JoAnn Herman, a teacher in our gifted education program. She has worked very closely with Diane in the project over the past year. JoAnn is a teacher who's been with us for a number of years, and she has been involved in our gifted education program. Why don't you please tell us about some of those opportunities?
Hi, Bob. Sure. I've been here about 1,000 years. I think it's about 21 years in Indian Hill. And we offer a variety of educational options for our middle school students. We really are working hard. Our technology committee has worked really hard to create a seamless technology to make certain that we are offering topics that are authentic and relevant for the students. The seminar program has unique ties to the computer. We try to tie it in with Diane's courses, and we tie it in robotics, architecture, video, website design, and our research presentations for independent study.
Well, that's quite a list of offerings that you have. How do you go about scheduling all of that and also deciding which students are doing which activity?
Oh, it's tough sometimes. It becomes a really monumental task to do it. I spend a lot of time working on scheduling the children. We have created a talent pool basically with the students, and that talent pool helps us to decide what area of interest a student has and what area of expertise they have. And then we try to integrate that and match them. Also, it's really important that they have authentic interest and that they can see that it has a genuine application in life, just as Diane has said and just as you're interested. So we do a lot of competitions. We went to the National Robotics Competition last year and did very well with that. We also competed in video production last year, Ohio Technology Education Association, and took first place in the state in that. So that was pretty exciting. The kids know more than I do, and that's fine. Right now, some of my students are the ones that are busy taping us as we work right now. And one other thing I'd like to share is that for the features of technology, a lot of my research, because I am in charge of gifted ed and enrichment, is to make sure that the criteria is relevant for all the children's education. And 5 features of technology that I have researched are: 1, it should stimulate their intellect and imagination; 2, it should encourage conceptualization, and then that they can integrate the information; and 3, it should be open-ended and in-depth; and 4, it should support their independence and self-direction and self-pacing; and 5, it should improve their self-understanding and self-acceptance and ability to work with others. And I think all of our technology and our programs is doing that.
Well, obviously, I mean, as a district, we're trying to meet all the needs that we have with our students, and this is just an example of how we're doing that in your particular segment. So I'd like to thank you for sharing with us that information today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now let's take a look at our high school technology curriculum.
Indian Hill High School has a fine history of excellence in technology. Students not only participate in academic courses, but may opt for extracurricular club activities as well. The Computer Technology Club is active in promoting technology throughout the district. The video contingent of this club is a good example of the fine service provided to our school. Our curriculum at the high school has been changing with the times. Whenever we can, we bring new emerging technologies into our course offerings. For example, the inclusion of computer-aided drawing and design was added to more closely match the current practice of engineering and architecture. When manufacturing industry throughout the world began to automate their plants, we initiated a course called Electronics and Robotics in 1987. Even though the course offering has not been offered for the past 2 years, we still offer students experiences in robotics through our club. The Club Robotics Group has participated in the National Robotics Competition for the last 8 years. And last year we added a seminar at the middle school and took 14 7th and 8th graders to the Nationals. All 14 members of this team placed in one event or more. Our high school students became mentors for an exciting middle school experience, and the high schoolers came away with many awards as well.
Our next guest today is Mr. Dennis Dupps, secondary technology facilitator and instructor for the Indian Hill High School. Dennis, welcome to our show. We've been discussing the new middle school technology curriculum, and I'm sure it's had a dramatic effect on what you're doing at the high school. Since you've been instrumental in the development of that curriculum, actually from K through 12, you've taught numerous courses in the high school. Perhaps you could tell us about the high school computers curriculum offerings.
Sure, Bob. I'd like to start by saying the high school technology curriculum has been developed to provide flexibility for our ever-changing technological world. It's difficult to create a meaningful course in technology without being open to the changes that are impacting our lives daily. Therefore, we have in place a dynamic and changing high school curriculum. We do offer a variety of courses for our students to satisfy their individual interests and needs.
Now, could you tell us a little bit more about some of the high school graduation requirements that students have and how they go about selecting those courses?
Yeah, at the high school we require 1/2 credit in computers or some technology course. All of our course offerings are for 1 semester in length, which equals that 1/2 credit. However, students, or most students that is, take many more courses than that, and they apply those credits toward their electives for graduation.
Now, I understand that the most popular course that you have is computer applications. Why do they choose this particular course since it's so similar in many ways to the middle school?
Well, I'm not so sure how popular it is. It just seems like most of the students take them. The computer application class is really a continuation of what is done in the middle school. The difference is we have 20 weeks, that is, a semester, and therefore they can get a little bit more in depth in the studies.
Now, this obviously, you do this with a bit more sophistication than they have here at the middle school. How do you plan on upgrading this course in the future?
Well, it does sound a lot like the 8th grade curriculum, and it is, but next year we're planning to have each student develop their own homepage for the internet. At this point, the students will have a wealth of information to post on the web from doing that research project. And as we continue to evolve, these projects will become a collaborative research project through the internet connectivity to students and experts from around the world. I think this will be a pretty exciting change.
Okay. Now, in addition to your computer application classes, you've mentioned some other course offerings. Could you tell us a little bit about these?
Certainly. We offer special classes, special interest classes in computers. We do have computer programming that's offered, and as a matter of fact, we have advanced AP if there's enough interest. We hope to build on that particular one. These courses are currently offered in the math department as an option there, but obviously count as a computer credit toward their graduation. In the technology field, though, we do have a CAD course, that's CADD for Computer-Aided Drawing and Design. Following that is architecture. Well, if we talk about computer-aided drafting and design, it is for engineer and architect type students. Each of these focus on individual needs and follow a more self-directed learning environment. The classes are more closely connected to those that you just heard from Mrs. Herman in her discovery and seminar programs in the middle school.
Now, this is quite an assortment of classes you have. How do they actually progress through these and make that kind of decision on what they take first?
Well, I do maintain a minimum acceptable requirement, although the students can move as fast as they'd like. The nice part about this is the individualization of these classes. The curriculum is set in such a way that they have activities to do, and if they wish to go further, they can. It is a situation where I am not, as a teacher, the center of the learning situation or the environment, but rather the student becomes the center. At this point, the focus then is back to the student and how far they want to go. I've got to mention here that it's kind of like facilitating, which is really what I do the rest of my day, which is in a facilitating role.
Now, can you briefly describe these course offerings to our audience?
Sure. In CAD, we mentioned before, the CAD is for the engineering or architect type student, and we cover those concepts in this course. Architecture covers the design of a residential home, and from a floor plan all the way down to construction details. When we get to video technology, that offering is in a semester, but it also is a second semester offering. And it's for students that are interested in television and broadcasting, kind of like the program we're putting together here. We do shoot special events like performing art activities, athletics, and other things that come up in school, like the studio offering here where we have news as well as these tech update programs. We hope to do more.
That seems to give our students a broad diversification of choices. Now, it provides for individual difference with special needs as well. Now, I understand that your independent study program is quite unique. Can you tell us about that program?
Sure, Bob. Independent study in computers is for those students who have a special interest or need in technology that is not covered in our regular classes. Many times it is a continuation of one of these. As an example, I have a student right now, Anthony DeMarco, a senior, who's producing and directing this program right now. He took the video technology course as a freshman and continues the skill development through independent study courses throughout his sophomore, junior, and senior years. He also spends much of his out-of-school time volunteering for the cable access channel programs like Waycross and ICRC. Anthony's special interest, motivation, and dedication, along with our school's independent study program, provided him the opportunity to develop this unique skill. And he's very expert at this, without a doubt. He's become the district's video expert for any video-related idea or problem that comes along. He surely will be missed when he graduates this June.
Now, these special interest offerings for our high school students give us a well-rounded curriculum to satisfy most anyone's need. Now, you must be quite proud of this program since you've been a part of these many video programs that we develop. And I can certainly agree with the value of these course offerings for our students. Now, I've seen much growth in both technology and learning skills of our students as they explore new concepts and ideas. For example, this program is being produced by middle and high school students working together. It's their dedication and teamwork that make this possible. Thank you very much, Dennis, for being with us today. Before we leave, though, I'd like to remind you of our open computer labs and cyber studio initiatives. All Indian Hill School District community members may participate in these programs. Open lab days and times are showing now on your screen. And it is an opportunity for any student, parent, or community resident to utilize the computer lab equipment and software. This includes access to Pentium and/or 486 computers, printers, the Microsoft Office software, and Internet World Wide Web access. The Indian Hill High School Computer Lab is available 4 evenings a week from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., except for school holidays and emergency closings. A lab supervisor will be available to offer assistance when needed. On Wednesday of each week, a technology facilitator or computer instructor will be available for more extensive help. Although you may have a schedule of our Cyber Studio course offerings for the second semester, we have made some additions to meet the request of the community. 2 sessions, each of our Computer Basics and Internet Basics, have been added in March. Please note the session dates on your screen and mark your calendars. Open Computer Lab is an opportunity for any student, parent, or other community resident to utilize the computer lab equipment and software. This includes access to Pentium and/or 486 computers, printers, and the Microsoft Office software package, as well as the Internet World Wide Web access. The Indian Hill High School Computer Lab is available 4 evenings a week from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., except for school holidays and emergency closings. A lab supervisor will be available to offer assistance when needed. On Wednesday of each week, a technology facilitator or computer instructor will also be available for more extensive help. Although you may have seen a schedule for our Cyber Studio course offerings for second semester, we have made some additions to meet the request of the community. 2 sessions each of our Computer Basics and Internet Basics have been added in March. Now, please note the session dates on your screen and mark your calendars. You can see March 10th and 11th at our middle school lab for Computer Basics, and Internet Basics on March 17th and 18th, also at our middle school lab. In addition to that, we have upcoming Internet Beyond the Basics on April 7th through 10th, the middle school lab in room 124, and Library of the Future, April 14th through 17th in our high school library. This is one in our series of Parents as Partners. Now, presentations with PowerPoint will be conducted from May 5th through 8th, middle school lab also in lab 124. And in May we'll also be using multimedia tools. And this multimedia tools, again, is one of those courses that deal with Parents as Partners. It will be conducted from May 12th through May 15th at our primary school lab. Now, each class is a 90-minute session beginning at 7 p.m. and lasting until 8:30 p.m. and is conducted for a total of 4 times from Monday through Thursday during the scheduled week. Don't worry, however, if you miss the information. This presentation will be repeated throughout the next week, and information will be distributed through all the current school publications. Now, due to the popularity of our courses, please contact us at the phone number now appearing on your screen. Press 2 for Cyber Studio and leave your name, correct spelling of your name, address, phone number, courses or course requested, and preferred date. Now, we will confirm your registration by letter. If you wish to speak with a technology facilitator or have questions, please include that in your message. Your call will be returned as promptly as possible. Now, if you would like our technology update program, be sure to look for future presentations. Each month, a new technology-related topic will be presented on some current aspect of educational technology in the Indian Hill Exempted Village School District. Our production schedule, now showing on your screen, should help you determine when to start watching. If you want exact presentation dates and times, call either Mr. Dennis Dupps at 272-4590 or myself at 272-4589 after the production date. Now, this concludes our 4th edition of the Indian Hill Schools Technology Update. A special thanks to all our staff and students on both sides of the camera for making this presentation possible. See you next time, and have a great day.